Yani inafika mahali where you don't even want to do. Yani hiyo opportunity umepata, you start asking yourself, is it worth it, bro? Because the people who you wanna umewakia for so long, the people, yeah, you wanna share those news with hawako. Bro, unajua nilianza interview na Kiswahili. Nilianza kuuliza msee maswali na Kiswahili. And so, so I look so the guy is like, huh? And then I look at my producer and my co-host, they're like, Buda nilifanya interview like Kiswahili like for the first sentences, bro. I was completely starstruck, my guy.
Hello and welcome to the safest space you can ever find conversations. We're talking about mental health, real life, what we go through every day, and we have different discussions with different people who are iconic in the industry. Welcome to the iconic space. I'm your host, MC Pops, and today in the studio we have one of the biggest legends that has been in the industry. Mi nilikuwa namcheki kwa TV, by the way, when namcheki nasema one day he was hosting different kind of shows. Amekuwa Teen Republic unapata, but jani yake Teen Republic ndo nilifuata kidogo, understand, and I managed to grasp one or two things in his journey amongst other hosts, and I'm privileged manzeni mekana hapa, and I want to learn one or two things because this is a show to heal, this is a show to make people out there learn about what we go through as entertainers, and that we are not different as normal people, and they should also pick a leaf from our books and actually live life the way it's supposed to be lived. Sindio. So karibu sana, Mr. Martin. Tell us who you are and something that we don't know about you, apart from your name.
Drum rolls. Something that people don't know me apart from my name is that I'm a very chilled guy and very accessible, easily accessible. I think that's one gist wase wamekuwa now about me in the industry, because I'm not very talkative, I'm not that expressive. Utonyona kwa my blogs, so I do my job and then most of the times I'll go back to my cocoon, and but a lot of people come up near perception that hey, umse it's hard approach. Yeah,
lakini ni mambo yao
sasa. Hiyo mambo yao manze, mimi ni mzee muizi buda.
So one thing that people don't know about you.
One thing that people I'm highly connected to God. And I'm a man of the
is a God.
Is a God, yeah, for real, because me life yangu but then nimepitia mob sana. I've been through so much in terms of grief. I'm a guy who's lost both of his parents, so going through a situation like that, you need spiritual strength.
It's a very powerful space when you talk about that, because I can say we share that, because I've also lost both, and coming out of it being a person who's really powerful in terms of how they relate to people and how they want to go out there and help and also leave a mark, because my slogan is I want to see how much of a footprint I'll leave on this earth when I leave, because that's the only thing that you can do that's different. Everyone out there is hungry for something, but what are we hungry for? Because right now people don't care. You're a grown-up. Ukiambia mtu hata by the way, acha nikwambie, we laugh with my sisters. Kuna time suka hivi tunaanza kuambia, unajua kitambo tulikuwa tunasikia jina orphan, tunaona ati wewe ni orphan, ati wewe so
inakatabu
ati wewe ni orphan. It is normal. Sai si waambiana tunacheka because it's funny. Waambie niache yo, sio hata kuna time tuzako tumenyamaziana kwa group for like 3 weeks, na kwa mtu ana text hapo, you orphans check it, you understand, because it's just losing parents, but people, it all comes with a big baggage though. It's not easy, comes with a big baggage, because these are people that you've invested your emotions in. These are people that you were depending on.
They're your superhero, bro. You know, these are like those people you've always looked up to. Like, you feel too lost, hey mom ni aje, and then when they tell you it's gonna be okay, you believe it.
Hiyo inarudi.
Yeah.
Can you imagine say you wake up, wendo mother, wendo Buddha, wendo confident of yourself, wendo self motivation.
It's crazy.
Wendo media personality,
my guy. Adulting.
This is more than adulting, because this requires, because I think I went into depression for like 2 years before. I really wanted to study more about mental health, because I never used to understand why someone can just get out of their mental balance and just start behaving weird.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
It's something you can't control.
Definitely.
It's something you can't control. Wewe unamkanga tu asubuhi ujisikii story na
Una
msee.
feel
Yani
too
wewe
numb. You don't
udai.
want to talk to anybody. You don't even want to do the things that you love. Because you know me, that's something that I've had to go through. You know, especially after like, let me tell you what happened when I lost my mom, 4th June 2017. That night was very special because 3 things happened within that night. So my mom was in surgery. I had met my ex-girlfriend for the first time. You know, we were talking about we were meeting for the first time on that day. And then there was Omarion was performing in Nairobi. And my show, me and my co-host back then were the only people who got the access to get a one-on-one
Tin
with him.
Republic.
Yeah, Tin Republic.
Yes, yes.
To get a one-on-one with Omarion. So you can imagine
The
on this
three.
other end, I wanted to be there for my mom when she's going through the surgery. But I have this interview that I don't think if I miss it will ever come again. You understand? Because especially when you have a list celebrity in the country, so you don't want to miss those things. So you can imagine.
And your emotional space is damaged.
Emotional base damage, and then kuna ude mpala hivi manze.
Bado lazima ubalance.
Bado mahala, you balance. So you can just imagine. I always say that night is one of the most iconic and one of the most important days in my life. 4th June 2017. I'll never forget.
Your day, I think people with stories like ours wanakogana different stories. Pia me, I think when my mother passed, that was the most interesting night of my life. Ilikuwa jioni, ilikuwa siku fiti sana. That was the first day nimeangukia dili yangu ya mita ya kwanza.
That first million, man.
That's first milli. The first person you want to call is your mother.
Yeah.
Sawa. The same night, 10 minutes after nimepigiwa nimeambiwa ni aje, deal imeingia unaenda kusign kesho. Sawa. Aya, 10 minutes later unapigiwa unaambiwa ni aje, ni kama madhako, ni kama hayuko. What the? Unapigiwa unaambiwa ni aje, umereceive daughter.
Wow, yeah.
This is one person.
Imagine, and you have to take all that
3
in.
emotions.
You have to take it all
You have to
in.
take it all in, suck it in as a man, and smile. So I'm like, should I be happy that
Yeah.
juu nimekuwa natafuta ganji?
Yeah.
Sindio? Should I be happy nimeget ganji? Should I be sad that my mother has passed? Because this hiyo ni blow.
It is, man.
Ni blow ingine. Yani unashindwaga ufanyaje? Because it doesn't hit you immediately. Me, for me,
No.
it didn't. Me, I was like, okay, mededi. Okay, sawa. Because now, as a man, haikuji saa hiyo.
You know, kwanza, you're not feeling anything.
Yes.
Mind bado in a process your story. And you see, like what you said, it's the same thing that also happened to me when I lost my dad. I create shows. So at that time I was working at NMG. Nime create a show that has been picked, has been bought by the station. After 1 hour, you are rushed to the hospital.
Wewe ndio huyo.
Your pops is gone. So can you imagine, man? Yani inafika mahali where you don't even want to do. Yani hiyo opportunity umepata, you start asking yourself, is it worth it, bro? Because the people who you wanna umewakia for so long, you wanna share those news with hawako. So that was it was a toll. Took a toll on me, man.
I tell people every day, even if I look at this camera, if you have your parent there with you, it doesn't matter if they fidget, doesn't matter if they're not nice people. There's a difference when you have them, and there's a difference when you don't.
Yeah.
Because when they're there, their presence gives you power, gives you strength. They don't have to give you money. They do not have to be rich. The moment that you have your parent with you, wake up, thank God, and tell them every day
Wapigie
that
sahi.
you love
them. Yeah.
because I wish. Understand?
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
si
yeah.
tulikuwa ile si unaamka unajua utapata madhako kesho asubuhi. Kwanza alikuboa jana usiku. Wewe kwanza wewe
Boss.
usiniambie.
It's crazy, bro. Because you can imagine. So now, you see, for me, my mom was scheduled to go for an operation on a Friday, right? And she didn't tell me. And my mom...
They never say.
They never say. And my dad was never a deadbeat, but he was an absent dad.
Okay.
You know, he's someone who never knew anything about me. He didn't pay attention to what I like, what I love. But now, on the other hand, my mom was like my number one supporter. Because even I remember when I told her, Mommy, I'm dropping out of college to pursue my dreams. Imagine telling your mom you're dropping out of school to pursue your dreams. And we had an argument kidogo, but eventually,
come through.
but
Zazi.
eventually she was like, hii dream umeshikilia hivi. There must be something in it. And I'll always be grateful to her because she trusted me enough, bro, to make a decision of that magnitude. And it paid off. I always say one of the greatest thing and one of the happiest moments in my life is my mom seeing me get on TV. So unajua nikiwa mtoi bro, nilikuwa napitia pale NMG unaangalia hiyo building.
Unapitaga
like one day.
Unamsema napitaga Nation Center na unaiki
yes bro, I used to be that guy my guy bro. Every day nilikuwa naamka. Alafu hiyo time umesota, so fare inakufikisha, nilikuwa na stay Zima. Fare inakufikisha either Pangani ama Ngara. Unapiga mguu just to see the building, to manifest it. So I always say like I'm just grateful she was there to witness that moment, because that was our moment. It wasn't just only my moment, it was our moment.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Into the only show I think imeanza an emotional space that we've connected, because normally si one's in a game. Si one's in a game.
We made history.
You understand? So
yeah.
Also they've learned, also the people have taken something out of it. So kama uko hapo mtaa manze and you have your parent with you manze, tafadhali, najua wapero wa kitambo hawapendi kuambiwa wanapendwa, lakini mwambie tu unampenda, anakuambia acha kupeleka ujinga huko. But mwambie tu unampenda.
And also another thing I can add to that is don't judge your parents, because they were raised in a whole different generation. The level of information that was there isn't the same that ile information tukanayo sai. You know, right now when you look at millennials and Gen Zs, kuna so much information that parenting has changed. You know, and I always find people, because for me, I was one of those people. I used to have a huge grudge on against my father, because I was like, dude, you've really never even asked me what do I want to do in life. It's not that he didn't love me. It's not that he didn't love me. He just loved me in his own way. You know, because and then I started now reflecting. No, once we become an adult, you start seeing things in a very different scope. Unaangalia this guy was raised very differently. So you can never hold that grudge. But the good thing is 3 months before he succumbed, we were starting to build a relationship. Because at that time, I have money, so I can be like, yo, dad, pull up. Let me take you for lunch. And then we started there. And we didn't get to a point where we had solved everything. But I'm glad when he passed, we were okay. Sikuwa na hiyo grudge inside me.
June.
Yeah.
So, truth or trick?
Let's go. Truth or trick?
Yeah.
I'm a truthful man.
Guza hapo tuone kama ni ukweli.
Let's see this one. Trick.
Trick. La. Umejiingiza kule story. Yeah. So, what's how am I going to phrase this? Because it's supposed to be a very tricky question, as the trick says. Which of your girlfriends, according to your dating span, if you were told today, amerudi kwa life yako, you take them back. And this is not personal. Girlfriend yake kama una watch sahi, it's not personal. Arudi. Ni story too.
Which of my exes, if she came back to my life, I'll take her back. Man, bro, me, I've been blessed because I've had like amazing, all my exes.
So what wanarudi?
No.
Polygamous man.
I don't think kuna any atarudi because of like situation and things that happened behind the scenes.
Mimi asijasema wanarudi. Nimesema tu if any of them was to come. Najua wote ni wafiti. So kama ni wote, sema tu wote.
I would say like the previous one, my ex.
Or kuna ex previous?
The ex, like the immediate ex.
Or kuna previous immediate ex?
Immediate. Mwenye tuliachana sasa, mwenye yani I've been single, mwenye sasa was my last girlfriend.
Oh, so sahi.
Kwa sababu I messed it up vibaya sana bro.
Oh, ni wewe ulichoma? Sana hiyo story.
Nilichoma mbaya.
Siwezi jaribu kuingilia hiyo story zaidi. Karibu mental health spaces. Sawa. So, quick fire. The most embarrassing moment on Teen Republic.
Hey bro, so Trey Songz is in Kenya. It's a big interview, right? And I've been a fan ever since I was young. Bro, I was prepared. Magani nilikuwa nimeprepare, nimefanya research. I know how my intro will look like, the body and my outro. So I see him walking my way, I'm starstruck. The moment is here. Ndio hii moment sahi. Bro, unajua nilianza interview na Kiswahili. Ninaweza kuuliza msee maswali na Kiswahili. And so so I look so the guy is like, huh? And then I look at my producer and my co-host, they're like,
Nini bado?
Buda nilifanya interview like Kiswahili like for the first sentences, bro. I was completely starstruck, my guy.
I understand.
Like I had to recoup.
I understand.
I think that's the most embarrassing thing ever, man.
I think I understand because the same thing happened to me nikifanya Coke Studio. Nimeingia, nimekuwa kwa room moja na Neo. And then nilikuwa nimejiambia vitu nitaambia msee. Nimeingia nimekuwa kwa room moja na Neo tumekaa. Ashamgotea. What's up my man? What's up? Bro, I had nothing to say.
So ulienda blank.
Nasikia tu nikamgotea, nikakaa, nikamgotea. Manze baka kanihaga kwa msee kwa ni rada, okay.
Ni nini inaendelea baby? Calm down.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
you
bro.
Need some water. Nikamwonyesha basi nige maji juu.
My God.
Understand? Do you know I never said anything to you until I left?
So interview kufanyika?
Which one?
Yeah, bro. Hey.
People think it's easy until you get there.
Manze, it's crazy. I knew. And then you know one thing about me is I always knew what I wanted to do. So ikikam story na interviews or having conversation with people, I knew hata ukiniletea hapa hivi the president.
Piga hiki.
Uleta hapa Obama. Tutapiga hiyo conversation, lakini Buda niliongea sasa Buda ni aje ni nini kila msa ni nini
huyu Buda anashinda Buda ananiambia nini. Okay, who was your favorite guest ever?
Favorite guest ever, I will say I'll say Sauti Sol, because there's a bigger story behind that. When Sauti Sol had when they were dropping the album Live and Die in Africa, our show was commissioned. NMG was the official TV media station to go on tour with them. So we transversed the entire country with these guys. And on the side, I was doing a project, and it was a huge project. It was my first ever like corporate influencing project. And it was about just narrating people's story and their successes. And I remember, bro, out of their busy schedule, you know when you're on tour, my guy, rehearsals, fitting, nini. Out of their busy schedule, these guys, they gave me time. And I remember this time we were in Mombasa. Mm-hmm. I believe it was I think it was the climax of the show. If not, it was close. And at that time, they were staying at a penthouse at English Point. Mm-hmm. Bro, they called me and they gave me an exclusive on my other project.
Wow.
And to me, and these guys are stars, bro. So the level of just humility that I saw in them, and them willing to share the spotlight,
and
just to share the spotlight
every time they talk to you, you feel
my guy. Yes, my guy. To me, that was so huge, and I'll forever carry that as one of my favorite. And Pia, I'll say I cannot never leave out Tiwa Savage. Tiwa, she's one of the sweetest people I've ever met in life, bro. Ana ile stardom. Like there's a time we were doing an interview and it was quite rushed. Like a management wajaribu kurush vitu. Hey, malizeni. Tiwa was like, hey, relax. She told her management, relax. Let me have a good interview with these guys. So those two, I'll say like they're top tier.
Okay. Craziest fun interaction.
Kenya nimeambiwa na fan.
Alikuja tu ametokelezea na ndio huyo wewe uko hapo. Amekuona kwa TV, unataka kumwambia.
Hata si kwa TV, bro.
Oh my God,
so it was this event I was emceeing. And 3 girls just came out of nowhere and started kissing me. And I remember a friend of mine.
Please. Watoto tafadhali fungeni macho.
Bro, and I remember a friend of mine.
Sikia lakini macho isione. Unaweza weka scenes hapa,
I have a friend of mine. She's
kissing you where? Unajua
bro on the lips, bro.
The kid,
you know how you go.
Wameka mikono kwa
macho. Unajua uko on stage, right? And then I went out to interact with the fans.
So they kiss you in the mouth.
Bro, nilishika tu hivi.
Alafu au resist,
I didn't resist. Bro, I didn't resist, bro, you know.
Hiyo conversation tumewacha.
Bro, I kissed 3 girls at a go. Pap.
Kuna mtu hajapigwa kiss miezi 3 mahali ana texting to babe, I am waiting for you. Where? A song that reminds you of your time on TV.
A song that reminds me of my time on TV.
Yes.
Ooh. There's this song by Ace Hood and Jasmine.
Which one?
It's called Champion. And there's a bar he
Kaimbe
says.
tu wako ka
Kuna,
champions.
kuna,
Watu kama Gen Z hawaelewi.
no, no maana nawambia Champion is a song that, so in one of his lyrics he says,
Hata
coming up,
Sule hajasikia,
one of the lyrics anasemanga, coming up I used to watch TV. I told my mama one day that's gonna be me. That really resonated to what I used to tell my mom. One day I'll be on TV. And bro, let me tell you bro, mi familia yangu watu walikuwa nasikia kuingia kwa TV, yani ilikuwa inakaa ni kitu out of the norm. No one could even fathom yani. Ati TV kana watu wao.
Wewe enda usome,
Wewe enda usome, uingie hospitality industry because that's where my mom used to work.
Uende
Nikuwe chef ama but she wanted me to nifanyie hiyo kazi ya front office, sijui ni smile na watu nini. But I was so hell-bent in what I wanted to do because two of my brothers, I have two bros, they all went waliingia hospitality industry, but me I was the adamant one. Na hii media. Yeah, so that song really resonated a lot, bro. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, man. And then I remember the days nilikuwa natembea pale NMG na cheki hiyo building, and then it happened.
Wow.
Yeah. Sip coffee. Ena shida. Alafu unajua ukiona msee amepiga sleeveless hapo inawangushwa magains za gym unataka tu tuone magains za gym yani. Sio nakuona buda. Hadi wewe una flex ukiweka hiyo kahawa. Tafuta gym kwako.
So there's this song also that reminded me of my time on TV from Sauti Sol. Look mami, I'm on TV. Nasiamini ulikofika tulitafsiri, something on the song. I'm here because you prayed for me.
Yeah.
A prayer a day keeps the devil away.
Oof,
I
legends,
love that
my
song.
guy. That's one of my classics back to back.
Classics. The last one. If you could host with anyone today, who would it be?
Kenyan?
Yeah, anyone.
Anyone in the world to host with someone.
Yes.
Ooh, I'll say if I was to a show, yeah. Ooh. I'll say Terrence J.
Why?
He's always been my childhood hero ever since BT. Bro, me when I got into TV, my dream nilikuwa ni either niende E-News ama BT. So when E-News closed down, bro, I was heartbroken ile mbaya.
Ule mtu alianza hiyo biashara alikuumiza.
Aliniumiza yani na nataka jua
aliniumiza.
Kabisa manze. So I'll say Terrence. When it comes locally or when it comes to Africa, man, I gotta say I feel like Aziza because you know Aziza, she's someone whom I've seen like nimeona ya portion yake akiwa high school. And
story.
And seeing what she's doing right now, a shout out to her. Yeah.
This is big. I love because you brought her up, I love the way she handles her interviews. I love the way she is lively on that microphone. She has the perfect voice for a lady.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
She's not struggling as most ladies. She has embraced herself about who she is and how she carries herself. And huwezi mwambia kitu yoyote.
Yeah. Because for me with her, it's just how passionate she is. She reminds me of me 10 years ago. Nikianza.
Lakini watu wazee tu na kujiremind.
Bro, acha nikwambie itikia miaka yako.
Yako tunaongea juu
itikia
yako.
Bro, hii kuwa comfortable kama uko ka 40, kama uko fika ngapi.
Watu wa ka 40 unaongeleshwa hapa. So let's get into the main interview. Najua yani Indo shows juu imefika half kama tujaanza interview.
Wow.
But
I think we had a lot to get out of our
just
chest. And it's good, man, when fellas sit down and
conversation.
tunaanza this kind of conversation.
Men don't speak, and sometimes inatumalizanga as men.
Yeah, bro.
We don't speak, we don't say. For me, I think I'm the most, for me, speaking for myself, I'm the most vulnerable. But inje nakuwaga ni kama mini hooligan, but I'm very vulnerable because I allow myself to feel. Because I realized the only thing that made me go into depression is because I didn't want to cry when my mother died. I didn't want to cry on my... you were there because I'm the only guy. I think we had a conversation. I told you we are very few men. Madem ni wote.
Yeah.
So wewe ndio una protect. You understand?
Yeah.
Itakuwa sawa. And then 3 months later.
Bro, you know, I read somewhere, the minute you're comfortable by being vulnerable, it means you've healed.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
Ukipata ile situation, you don't want to open up because you're scared on how people will perceive you or how people will judge you. You're protecting a certain image, then it means you're still in the process of healing. Bado hujakubali what has happened to you.
I think people need to grow in that.
You need to feel it. You need to understand vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is accepting what's happening and now finding a solution. How do you deal with that? And just
And it
being
also
open.
helps you to love in different aspects.
Yeah,
It helps
yeah.
you to love in relationships because men don't allow themselves to.
Yeah.
They don't speak. Anaona nikiambia mdem hivi ndo na feel. So you don't say. But when you say, you open up, it also makes them open up
Yeah.
more because when they receive women, mkwambiaje, they just multiply stuff. You give them
Multiply stuff. I will expound
things.
on that.
Expound on that. Okay.
I know they multiply
Mdemu ukikuja-
blessings.
yeah. Mdemu ukikuja na nyanya na vitunguu na nini atakupatia meal. You understand?
Kijana atakupea salad.
Yes, kijana atakupea salad hapo. You understand? Mwende mfanye mambo yenu ukifikiri unafana na kuletea watoi.
Yeah,
Understand?
true.
Unamgekeja iko na TV kubwa na kugea.
Women are planners. That's the thing.
Understand?
They're really good at
Kazi yake
planning.
ni kumultiply by the way.
Yeah,
When you
they're
give out
good.
if you are there and you're a man and you have a lady who does not help you multiply, go away. Because that's
Me, I think
that's what
akupendi.
they
Kama
bring.
kusaidia kumultiply, I don't
Yes,
think
understand?
akupendi like
That's what they
genuinely.
bring to the table. Mademu wengi wajuagi nini huleta kwa table. They are multipliers. Unapata? Unapata? Mkienda bedroom anakugewa toi. Mkienda kwa nyumba umempatia kakeja anatengeneza home.
So
Unapata?
true, so true.
Umebeka nyama anatengeneza meal.
Yeah. Na itatosha kila mse kwa hiyo
Yes.
nyumba. The funny thing is, unapata something little, like especially like dokidogo, and they are able to do so much with
Now
that.
that's what defines a woman. You understand? That's what defines a woman. So when you are stressed out and you allow yourself to be in that space whereby you're vulnerable and there are people who understand, they help you navigate through your emotions because that's how they do.
Can I ask you something, bro?
Yes.
Do you feel like in this time and age that we live in, is it okay for men now to start learning doing some of these things on their own
We
instead
already know.
of
We already know.
laying all that weight on a woman?
We already know. Because right now, for me right now, unaleta mdema do, number one, I can cook
Yes.
perfectly, I can clean. Understand?
Can you deal with your
Niko na
emotions?
ganji,
Can you deal with your emotions?
videdly.
Hata
Sahi,
tutoe ganji.
unakwambia
'Cause
kila kitu nakwambia all round.
can you deal with your emotions?
Videdly.
Can you organize your house?
Videdly.
Can you
Umeona
plan?
nikipanguza hii meza na si yangu.
Yeah, but then manual. Lakini ilikuwa kupanguza juu ya kamera.
Ni sawa but show
Bora
yangu.
tu. Yeah.
Unaget?
End result.
Yes.
That's what matters.
Unaget? So like I can do all these things, you understand? So mtu atakuuliza, where as a woman unakuja kudu? Napata. Because you cannot tell me you're coming because of intimacy. Women are giving out intimacy huko. A lot. Saa hii ukidecide uko single, mademo atakugay. I'm telling you, let me talk to the men. Women will give you for free. You not even ask. Maybe it's because of my age. Right now, it's messed up. Understand? But what do you as a woman come with that I will feel the need?
What is that to you?
Understand? For me, nimekuambia is the multiplication part.
Multiplication. For me, it's partnership.
Partnership.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean by partnership?
I'm looking at someone whom I'm not gonna be above her. We'll be on the same length. So if we are doing something, I want it to be collective. If we are planning, even to buy a car, I want it to be a collective decision. You understand?
Okay.
Someone whom I can bounce my ideas with and vice versa. To me, that's what now. If I want a woman, I'm looking for a partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're different. Sawa tu. Mi nataka mtu atanisaidia ni grow yani. Juu mimi,
See, you need the same, I think, though.
juu mimi sado ndapata tu mingi tena.
But you know, bro, do you know, like, do you believe in marriage being a business?
It is nini, yeah. For it,
Being a business entity?
it is. Totally. It is because yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because umdem kabla kukubali ameangalia possibilities na ameangalia wewe unakuja kuleta nini kwa life yake number one.
Yeah.
A woman, wewe ukifikiria unakatia demi alikukatia kitambo aliingia box akatoshea, wewe tu unajaribu kuwa farm.
So true.
If you're a man out there na unafikiria ulikatia demi una ujinga.
By the way, yeah.
Mingi.
Women they always know.
They know
Actually,
who they want.
they make
know
the
how
final
they want
decision.
it. You
Yeah,
understand?
so true.
Before hata useme vile unamdai, yeye alikuwa
Ashajua, huyu jamaa
Alisi.
sioni kuna kitu itaendelea hapa hivi, lakini
wewe uko hapo umewesingiri so umebuy handbag umefanya sijui nini. Huyo dem atachukua naende kwa Kimani mahali.
Yeah.
Because Kim ndio anajua life yake, you understand? So they already know who they want. So ukifikiria hapo unasema nimekuwa nakatia udem for 1 month. Yeye alikuwa shaingia box.
But they
Na anajua nini anadai.
alikuwa anaangalia tu red flags.
So hiyo story ya let
Anaona hapa.
There's no person who is as perfect as a woman. Think about what?
Yeah.
They already know what they want.
Yes,
They
sir.
don't think there's nothing. They're going to share your story. Umse kwanza ni cheze hivi kidogo because umse naona ni kama nakipenda lakini naona ni kama ni kifala.
Anakaanza kuona ka red flag fulani maybe ana snow sijui design gani ya kilala.
Hebu nione kama anaweza fanya na ngorota ni kijinga. Una get. So let's get into the main conversation.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Akisensa hizo vitu nimesema za watu wajinga. Tafadhali. So powerful conversations and deep conversations is a part where we get deep because sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's but all this is mental. These things are real life conversation situations.
Bro, I love deep conversations, but hiyo tunaweza kaa chini tuongee the whole day.
Lakini unfortunately tuko na 1 hour.
Okay.
Na tumebaki na
unajua kama conversation 1 hour ni kama a lifetime.
By the way,
you can cover so much.
But the funniest thing is that for us as hosts, ni kama 20 minutes.
So true. Yeah,
but for normal people having solid conversations for an hour ni we. Udaku sawa 10 hours. But constructive conversation for an hour is not a joke.
Constructive conversation.
So, number 1, because we have 5 questions. Ni o tu, alafu tuende kwa hizo vitu zingine tuone rada ni gani. What did stepping from the spotlight teach you that being in the spotlight did not?
Wow, that humility goes a long way, bro. You know, when you're in the spotlight, there's something that happens.
I think you should say that again.
Humility goes a long way. When you're in the spotlight, and I'm going to be subjective with this. This is what happened to me. Once you start becoming big, you get into an era, the golden era. You become like, the golden boy or the golden girl in the industry. And sometimes that gets into your head. Hata kama utaki, it gets into your head because you can imagine you're going to... So now me, in my case, I'll go to the club. I won't spend any money. Club owners will supply me with drinks.
Obviously.
Yeah, boom, they will supply me with drinks.
That's why siendagi club.
Yeah.
I never sitaki kuingia kwa hizo space.
Exactly, you understand? And then you find people know you, people are stopping you, people, they want to know so much about you. And then to make matters worse, money is coming in. So if you don't even... money is just coming in ni pesa hujaishika, my guy. Unajua kama hujaishika 10k, uone 100k. Bro, mimi acha nikwambie. Kichwa
hata tu uwezi lala.
Bro,
unalala
kwanza utakumbuka ule mjamali ni dharau, kwanza utakaa na list. Ule mjamali niita bro. Wale watu wote waliniita bro.
Wale mademu wote walinikataa.
Exactly.
Vile uwezi nini?
Exactly. So when I was it's not that I was arrogant ama nilikuwa disrespectful to people, but it's the price of fame. It kind of made me lose track. So that's even I was telling you, like, I made so many mistakes in my previous relationship because I started dating when I was in the limelight.
Oh.
Bro, yeah. I started dating when I was in the limelight.
Okay.
So you can understand you're dating, and then now your partner doesn't understand the industry, but she loves you, but she doesn't understand the industry. So I made so many mistakes, and then after I stepped away from now TV is when I started now reflecting. And I was like, bro, okay, at some extent I was quite an a-hole, I was so arrogant. And I started like now, giving myself grace and learning how to be better.
Sometimes you have to forgive yourself for the things you've done so that you're able to learn and navigate through the mistakes.
Yeah,
because the only thing that makes you a human being is the mistakes. So because there's a conversation I was in a previous interview in Konambia, I was especially talking to women in Konambia, stop having an imaginary man in your head. Understand? Huyu ndo nataka mse atakam na job na umse akuwe na muscles na akuwe na
hairline
na akuwe na nini na akuwe naishi pale karibu na Kilimani,
akuwe mtu wa church
na bado apende God na bado akuwe very
provider. Unajua mademo ni bamba lakini
na akuwe provide. Wewe acha bwana. Understand?
Yeah.
You stop having your visions in your head and you think that's the reality. You
So
have to come
true.
back to
So
reality. So
true.
inaweza kosa kuata boyfriend, inaweza stop thinking that I'll go to school. And that's why people get depressed. Ati mtu ameenda chuo anamaliza na expect aende kupata job. Juu
Yeah.
nimesoma nataka kwenda kuwa banka. Utachizi,
Yeah,
utaenda kuuza mayai.
yeah. And also another thing, bro, I can add. One of the things that I learned after I left TV, or just when I took a break from the limelight, your circle, bro, the people who you call friends, it's very important, my guy. And for me, it got to a point where I'll even put friends ahead of family.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's also another big mistake that I did. I started valuing friends more than family. And it was those friends who was just there for what they're gaining. And it's not like I'm not mad at anybody, but
let me tell you right now, and I'm going to tell people out there, any single person who is in your life right now, even your family, understand? The more you can give, the more you get their attention. The less you will give, the lesser they're with you. Itakuwa kama hakuna, you have nothing
can
to
I ask
offer.
you something?
Niaje,
If today you lose
fiti.
everything,
Yes.
upoteze like your job, money, you lose everything, bro. Who do you think will accept you and love you unconditionally?
My daughter.
Wow.
Omdem
How old is your daughter?
ananipenda. 12.
Okay, outside your daughter, who now do you feel?
God.
Wow. Okay.
Understand? Because
okay.
let me tell you one thing. There's what's your name? Kuna wase wananiambiaga inaitwaje ati unapenda watoi wako sana. I'm like, let me tell you one thing. The only genuine love I've ever received. Huyu msee ukamna skuma kesho uamke. When you come in, they're like little pets. They don't care. Ushaikuwa na dogi kwa ukiingiaga kila siku ni kama
Amekufurahia, manze.
haitaki kujua kama umesota,
Yeah,
ulitembea,
yeah.
kutoka
You've had a
Dimba
bad day,
kawapi,
ama
wewe
nini.
they come and heal you.
Yeah.
You understand? And they are the ones who made me vulnerable. You understand? Because when you come in, they don't care if there's token, if there's no token, kama uliparara. What matters is that mzai wetu ameingia.
That is home.
And when you come in, they hug you and they talk to you and they just want to hug you and just ask you, how was your day?
Ooh,
You understand?
yeah.
And let me tell you one thing. There's no woman, no man, no one who can give you that without wanting anything in return.
Yeah, it's like an investment. When people love you, it's like they're investing in you.
Bro,
When people appreciate you, they're
sure.
investing in you.
I'm gonna
So
break the
investment
vibe with your
ikipotea,
relationship.
hiyo investment ikipotea, brother, inaendanga na hiyo affection.
You understand? So I'm gonna help people. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be harsh. This conversation I'm gonna say, but the relationship that you have right now that you think is so perfect and you guys are very much in love, just know that there's something that you're giving this person. So they're feeding off that. That's why you guys are together.
Is it something that you
vice
should be
versa.
comfortable with?
I don't understand, but there's something they're feeding. Kuna kitu unapatia mse that they can't live without. That's why they're with you.
Let
If
me
you
ask
stop
you-
giving them that, it's done.
As a man, right?
Yes.
As a man,
Yes.
are you comfortable with the fact that you should be a protector and a provider?
Yes, perfectly. Let me tell you, as a man, that's the first thing that you should do.
Yeah.
You should be a provider. You should be a protector. Wacha nikwambie,
I think you need to embrace it. Unajua si ile ati
Embrace it.
unaambiwa, you just need to be comfortable with it.
because niko na ka slogan kingine watu wanasemanga ati huyu dem anapenda do. I don't think there's something like that. There's nothing like
I think
that.
any guy who says
There's
dem
nothing-
anapenda do, maybe he doesn't have enough money.
ni
you know.
wetu umesota.
Yeah.
Unaona, so
And it's okay.
Ni sawa
Ni
kusota,
sawa, but
but usi project kusota
bro,
yako kwa
unajua,
wase
yeah,
wengine.
until you go through some, you can never understand something that you don't have. Unajua,
Joe mse alibuy home dem flowers na
ama
wezi
gari,
afford.
even let's say even unapatanga mseme by dem Benz, unachapata watoto kijana kwa pale ati anambayaje Benz kwa sababu buda
Wewe
you
una
don't
ganji, so
understand, like,
wezi dispose hiyo ganji.
yeah, so
labda uze shamba hilo umeachiwa kwa inheritance.
so fellas out there
Itakuwa
manze,
noma,
hii mambo kushinda mnaita sijui dem gold diggers,
Aina
tuache
mama
bro.
dem kazi yake ni kupewa, yeye ni kureceive. Napata. Yeah, so we mpe kama unampenda na kama hauna mwambie tu unaacha
So true,
kuproject.
yeah,
Acha kusema
Don't-
unajua siwezi kupea. We hauna.
Yeah.
And accept that
So
so
true.
that you don't project. When you do that, you also teach the younger generation of men that they cannot
it's okay kama una.
Provide
Imagine
for their
it's
women.
okay kama una kwa
Ni
sababu
sawa,
you know
si usota,
yeah
ni
no
normal.
acha nikwambie money is a byproduct. Hakuna ati mtu amezaliwa leo akasemekana huyu ndo atakuwa na pesa na huyu atakuwa na pesa. Money is a byproduct.
Tafuta.
Is what you do in your daily life now resonates with the amount of money unaweza accumulate.
Exactly.
You get.
Na mdem, let me tell you, kama kuna wasi understanding ni mwanamke kama anakupenda. You understand?
Yeah.
Mwambie ni aje mtu wangu. Mimi nakudai na nimesota. Anza hivyo, acha kumwambia
Yeah.
unajua nikipata. Wachana na story ya kupata.
Yeah,
Wewe hauna.
sina
Let's
saa
speak
hii,
the present.
reality
Ni aje?
ni haiko saa hii.
Babe, ni aje? Iko hivi, nimekucheki, hivi ndio na feel. This is what I can be able to offer for now, but when ni demi yangu na nitatafuta, and this is where we're going to start. Let me tell you one thing. That woman knows if they want you, if they want to start with you, or if they don't.
It's so true.
So
yeah.
when you lie to them, you're postponing their chance to say no. So tell them the truth so that they say no before you start, so that you don't hurt yourself. Sindio? Question number 2. What made you pause? And what was driving your return now?
Marriage,
What made you
wow.
pause? Alafu sasa hiyo unakam. Kuna hiyo gia
Yeah.
ulikuwa umerudisha gia mpaka gia 1
Yeah.
unapanda kimlima, alafu sasa unajua umeshatoka kwa hiyo mlima, sasa una engage what?
That's a good question, bro. So I'll take you back to 2017, right?
Yeah.
It's like how we were talking when I lost my mom, I could sink in. And at that time, I was on a high momentum. Sikutaka ku slow down momentum. You know, I'm getting deals. I'm in a relationship. People
Hii
know me,
relationship
I'm
imesema wewe
famous.
mdem kama wewe ndio hii relationship.
No, listen.
Wewe
yeah,
mdem.
yeah, no,
Sawa
listen,
tu.
but you know, when you're in a
Ama nyinyi
relationship,
wa dem, eh?
it's a good thing. It's a good thing being in a relationship, right? But I was on a high momentum. And then hii tragedy ikafanyika. So what I did is I took solace to things that were working instead of taking time to grieve. 2 years down the line is when I made the decision to make so many sacrifices. I even ended that relationship that I'm talking about.
Oh, ulikuwa unaona ina kunini na kusumbua.
Because haikuwa inanisumbua. I was just becoming a bitter guy. Nilikuwa naanza kupata a very bad attitude. Small things will irritate me. Hii food haina chumvi.
Wewe umepikaje hii food na ina chumvi?
Haina chumvi. You know, like small things will start irritating me, and then I was like, man, I'm developing an attitude that I don't wanna become this guy. So I decided, I had campaigns, I dropped them. Bro, I dropped campaigns.
You know, that's powerful because most people don't want to work on themselves. If you can say, I dropped to work on me, hey, yo, if you're there, you're listening to this.
Do you know, my guy, bro, I used to have, like, listen, you're at this position, yes, your problem is not money. But you're not happy even with that money. You understand? You're feeling nothing. You're
That's why I
numb.
was umejaa maklabu huku na
You're numb.
smiling with bottles of
Bro,
Hennessy
hata
and they're
nikwambie,
sad.
kama uko club uko sawa, you in the moment, that's good.
They're always in the. That's the only way they feel
That's what I'm
happy.
saying.
They're in the moment.
Kama uko kwa hiyo moment and you're comfortable with that moment,
Ishi kwa hiyo moment.
it's okay. But if you're escaping from a certain reality you unafaa kuface, it will come back and you have to face it. You see, like you nilipostponed grieving and 2 years straight, right? It came back. And I had to make major sacrifices, bro.
When it slaps you.
I dropped campaigns. At that time, I was under management. I just told my management, listen, tell the client I cannot continue with this campaign and I don't want the next one that you're giving me. I made that decision because, bro, I was in a position where I wasn't even giving it my whole. Do you know when I did my first show, Tuesday na Hustle? Tuesday na Hustle is the show that I sold to NTV. My first ever show that was bought by a media station. Can you imagine an idea to being bought? So I remember I told my producer at that time, listen, I'm operating on, I think, 20%. I need you to push me. Annie, I need you to go hard on me, Annie. And yeah, that's how I managed to do Tuzidi na Hustle season 1. Jikama ningekuwa ni mimi kivyangu, bro, ningeyeka chini. Because I was dropping campaigns left, right, and center. I was dropping money, bro. Millions. But the satisfaction that came out of it, now that I'm coming back, because I knew, yes, I lost money, but you know, money is, again, but like I've told you, it's a byproduct. So once my head was clear, I'm back to winning.
Well, that thing might make me emotional. You know, the postponing of grief is powerful because I did the same. And when it hit, bro, deadly.
It's
Heri msee akukate. There's nothing as bad as you're not in control of your own body. Yeah, body ni yako, emotions ni zako, but
no,
you
unajua
don't
ina
understand.
timeline. You know the thing with grief in a timeline?
Alafu understand.
Bro, do you know me? I knew. I was like, in 6 months nitakuwa sawa. I swear, I was like, in 6 months. Hata kana drop hizi majobo in 6 months. I'll be okay. That 6 months turned to a year. That year turned to 2 years. It took me 6 years, bro. I'm telling you, I'm coming back. Like, I'm feeling alive again from last year. Towards the end of last year. From 2019 until now. I was just in a dark place. No one, bro, grief haina time. Haina time, bro. Unaweza sema sijui ati 1 year, haina time. It's a process you go through it until now you start ukwe too comfortable now you start understanding it. Na itakuwa imekufunza, bro. Because now unakumbuka zile campus nimeacha. Money ran out. You haven't been working, haven't been active. Now you're like, God damn, bro. Hizi bills hazitalipo aje, bro. Hadi nikafukuza wakeja. But you understand? Yeah. So me, I'll just tell anybody, bro, if you're going through grief, you give yourself grace. Hii kitu inanga time na your timeline is not my timeline.
Yo. I had to pause, yani. For me, you took me back, and as a person who's been in that space, there's nothing as confusing. It's like you have this hand, and this hand is going this side, and you try to bring this hand here,
Bro.
when ika zombie, alafu nairudisha hii kichwa inaenda hivi, yani like
My guy, you're trying. Bro, do you know there's that day I stayed in my house for 1 week. Hata sikufungua curtain. Bro, nilikuwa naamka tunachapa weed. Drinking, smoking, drinking, crying, smoking, drinking, crying. At the back of my mind, I'm like, man, nah. Bro, I'm hurting myself. Lakini, bro, unajaribu. And then what happened is I pushed people away. So
That's
even
what you
those
do.
friends who are calling to check up on you, you don't want anything to do with them. You're just in isolation, total isolation. And isolation, bro, it can be good and it can be very detrimental. Because that's where you get to find who you truly are, bro. Especially as a man, that's when now you face your battle. Unajua zile demons, wasa wanasemanga face your demons. Ni zile it's on now. It's either you or me. Bro, I stayed for 1 week. Hata sikuwa nafungua curtain, my guy. And at that time, I have money in my bank account.
Where?
Imagine, man. It's crazy, bro. That's why, like, hii position iko sahi. My guy, I've never felt so alive.
Manze, kama unaweza ishi sahi ishi, man, because kuna space inakujanga you can't live. You understand? And anything that's toxic in your space, allow yourself to live immediately, because time, there's no day utaipata clock inarudi nyuma.
Never.
Don't waste time. Unaweza penda msee na ni mtoxic, acha toka, ishia, sio ya kwanza kupenda. Hakuna line Kenyatta ya say ati nilikuwa napenda msee nitakudedi. See, there's no line.
Alafu unajua huwezi penda msee kama ujipendi. You know, that's one
So
thing I came to realize.
Yeah. And that's why we think other people know how to love other people more, because usipojipenda, usipojifeel, na if uwezi penda msee,
Yeah.
unapata
Jipende. Do you know how it is? Unajua kujipende ni design gani? You need to really love yourself to a point where your love yako is too much hadi ina overflow. Now sasa inaanza kubenefit people around you. Because if you know, kuna kwanga ile story, ushaona wale wasee, they give so much to people. Wanaji-exhaust kabisa. Wewe ni ule mjama unataka kusaidia kila mtu. Wewe ni ule mjama you wanna be there for everyone. But at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, unaumia yani.
Bro.
Unaumia mbaya. Can I ask you a question?
Ask, bro.
For you, when you were in your worst, when you were properly depressed, what's the one thing that made you to just hold on and fight?
There's one thing that I do a lot. People who follow me, people who view my status, the first thing I do, wanaonaga nimeandika hapo, wake up and pray like your life depends on it. They think I'm talking to them, I'm speaking to myself.
Yeah.
Bro, if you don't remind yourself the discipline, understand?
Yeah.
After hapo, I have a 1 hour conversation with me and planning. after hapo mujiangalia kwa kioo na jiangalia nasema wewe fala unakaa fiti cha ujinga man.
Self affirmation manze.
Naweza jipiga mate mob sana lakini siwezi.
So hiyo mate unajipiga aje brother? Unalamba
Sasa
kioo
najiambia
ama
tu,
ni
sasa sijui,
okay.
lakini hivyo ndo na feeling.
Unajua pia ni poa ufafanue hii maneno.
Unaona? That's how I feel manze in the morning when I wake
Yeah.
up. Unapata? And the moment you do that, nothing comes in between you and that good day. Because I realized we spend so much time trying to please other people and you forget about who
So
you
true,
are
bro.
as a person.
Yeah.
So mimi, if I can be able to give, I give. Unapata? What I can't, I cannot. So I tell people how it is. Niaje? Oh, wewe, ni mrembo, nakupenda. Okay, niaje? This is how I feel. Understand?
Yeah.
If you don't feel that back, ni sawa, sina kuhug na tunaendelea na life kwani na
Boom,
dedi.
yeah.
Ukiamka kwanza kusema na si ulinidanganya, sikukudanganya nilikushow lakini huko nayo time alafu nika move on. Sasa nakula baga nasikia utamu. I'm doing other things extra because if I dwell on that I'm gonna pull down
You will.
paps
Utajimaliza.
that anasikia kujipiga mate kesho ngware. Mi lazima nijipige mate yo ngware. Lazima kwa kichwa yangu nijiambie
Yeah.
you understand?
Yeah.
I cannot because if I don't do that I will not be able to love you.
I know that's part of self therapy.
That's self-therapy.
That's self therapy.
Alafu ukikuwa kwa hiyo space, let me tell you one thing. Any person who's in your space, unampenda mpaka anawanika unajifanya.
Yeah. You know, bro, mi wakati niliamua ni aje I wanna get fit. Like bro, I wanna get fit bro, nilienda nikasimama kwa kioo ndethe bro. Nga.
Busikieni story.
Nikasema ni mimi na hii kioo. Sasa tunaambiana ukweli. Hii tumbo siitaki. Hii nini siitaki. But you get. And I also feel like, you know, I'll always advocate for people to seek therapy. Therapy is like a shortcut for you finding yourself. But if you want to go the long route,
watu wasikuiza nasemanga msi anaenda kukupima, anaenda
yeah,
kukuuliza maswali na kusaidia.
you know, bro, me I went to therapy once. Nimeenda therapy my whole life one session and I knew what I needed to do. Because my therapist waliniambia, you know what my job is? Me it's like I'm holding a mirror for you to reflect you know, to reflect on yourself. Nikakumbuka zile siku nilikuwa nasimama kwa kioo ndethe nikisema nataka hii tumbo ishe. And you see it happened. So I was like, these other things that I feel are too much for me, how about I just use the same formula with how I did, you know, in toning my body and things like that. But now, with that, it comes with a lot of, it comes with, coming in isolation ingine on another level, and then you have to always be true to yourself. Kama unajua, I need to finish something by this particular time.
Discipline.
Bro, you have to do it. Hata kama ukana you know, ushaipata ile time maybe msana anakuambia nitumie proposal alafu anakuambia itume next week. So you know you have time. So kitu yako unasema hata nisipoituma leo nikana kesho ni kesho kutwa. But bro, now what happens is you have to finish that job even before your time ifike.
Wow.
That's what like self therapy does to you. That's what I'm saying, it's the long road kwa sababu utaji-question, you don't know who to reach out to, but if you cannot be able to handle that, kwa sababu si kila mtu anaweza pitia hiyo kitu. You know, that's why you see there's so many suicidal cases. Because inafikanga mahali, it's not that these people are not strong, bro. Inafikanga mahali you feel like nimefika dead end. And a lot of, and a lot of people wanamwaniaje, acha njimalize, but there are those who are like kama niko chini, kama uko hapa chini rock bottom, there are only two options. You stay there and die, or now ukiwa ukiangalia juu, now you have a better view.
Kuna msee aliniuliza this was 3 years ago, aliniuliza why do you do boxing so much? Kuna unataka tu kupigana. I was like, I view boxing in a very different space. For me, my opponent is life.
Yeah.
And every time I'm facing life, my guard has to be up. Understand? Because life is not playing with you.
Yeah, keep your guard up, stay off the ropes.
My guard up. That's why I do that. So whether you're tired or not, the moment you put your guard down, life is gonna hit you. That's not umedunda weka.
Yeah. Na mimi nasemanga kikudundo kama umeweka also swing.
Swing nayo, unapata?
Akupiga tatu rusha moja, bro.
Yes, so you also need to learn that you need to fight back.
You have to, man.
Understand?
You know, you can't play. You can't be on the defense all the time. Sometimes you have to be on the offense now.
Understand? So you have to fight back, so that the other opponent also loosens up.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes easy, because now you start circling each other like, okay, life inaona umse si mrahisi, okay, naanza kuchekiana inakuwa okay, akitupa na tupa, you understand?
Yeah.
The moment you're out of that space, you umesweat, so it means it's not easy.
Yeah.
You are ready, because anytime you're in a boxing space, hata ukitembea sahi, me the first thing ukinishtua, the first thing that I'll do this.
Yeah.
It's a normal reflex.
Yeah.
Unaweza kama mtu niguza hivi ni do.
Boom. Yeah.
Because I am ready to defend myself always. And that mechanism of boxing has helped me focus, because no matter how much life hits me,
Yeah.
you cannot afford not to look at the opponent, because you will not know when the next blow is coming.
Yeah.
So it is painful, but I have to look at you and I have to fight back, whether I like it or not. Ama utanipiga.
Mimi nasemanga
Alafu
be
wase,
ready.
the funniest thing, the fans are not there to kuwatoanisha, they are clapping.
Bro, the fans
That's
are there
life.
for
That's the
excitement,
world.
bro. When kwa
when
bamba.
prop.
Yeah.
Tatuangwa.
Yeah.
Understand? So that's why I do boxing a lot, because it takes my breath. You're tired, but you have to put the guard up. It helps you focus. And I do that with my daughters. I say, unafanya wademo wajue kufight Z.
Yeah.
Self-defense. It teaches them focus.
And you know the best thing in life, bro, the best feeling in life is overcoming something that you thought was gonna destroy you. And umepita hiyo ushaikuwa broke for a very long time, alafu kadili kaingiane tu hivi pap. Bro, your feeling. Ama usikia tu client amekutumia do, bro. You know.
Liza Sule anajua story. So, question number 4. If you had a classroom of 100 aspiring influencers and content creators, what is the one thing that you tell them to do differently that you learned from your journey? Wewe kama wewe.
Ooh, that's a good question. Me, I'll say just be authentic, bro. Be authentic. Kwa sababu, as much as sometimes we curate content, part of it is who we are. You get? So, even if you kuna mse, yani unaonanga unachiki, hey manze, this guy is such a huge inspiration, mse anafanya kazi yake vifiti. Yes, no, because you know, in the world of content creation is you copy and then make it your own. Like, execute it now in your own authentic self. So me, I'll just say be you, be authentic. If you feel something is not working, achana now, try something else. You know, you're not a prisoner to one specific content. Ati wewe sasa ni host. Kuwa host forever. When ni dancer, you cannot do anything. Kuwa dancer forever. You get? So if it gets, I always say like being authentic is also knowing when to transition.
Okay.
And that has been a big challenge for me, kwa sababu me all my life, nimekwambia me dream yangu, news ama BET. So I was so focused on being the best mainstream TV presenter.
So no plan B.
So life ika shift. And then I had now to invest in learning and understanding digital media. So that was a transition, bro. That's one of the hardest transition I've ever had to make in life. One of the hardest, bro. To a point where you are like, hey, even I'm about to give up on this thing, my guy. Because I was so used to this one thing. And I wanted to become the best. So I will learn how to communicate. I'll learn how to research and everything. But once you're authentic, if that change comes, you eat it. You know, you embrace it. So I'll say, man, be authentic. Be authentic.
Social media life is so... Let me tell you, people outside there, people show you what they want you to see. What they go through, they don't post.
But that's social media, bro.
Yeah, so I think that's why we have so much social media pressure.
Yeah.
And people are getting depressed because msee amepanda ndege akienda sijui wapi na alilipiwa tu na agency fulani hapo ya kupanda ndege na kusumbua na kustress na alikula sukuma pia kama wewe jana, unajua
bro,
najua alikuwa na kasimu kanatoa picha fiti alafu sasa ukaona ni kama
uko na trend
kama tu sisi hapa tumekunywa kahawa kama sio wangu tungefariki njaa hapa, unaona. You understand? The perception of what life is on social media can make you depressed.
It can. Actually, it can. It has. Actually, me, I believe social media, anybody who's in social media, who's on that platform, one way or another, at some point in their life, they felt the pressure. They felt the pressure. You get? If you are a student, uko pale campus, unacheki your classmate akana gari. Unapiga ile line unaenda kupigwa unapanga huko Mudhura before hata upate basi.
Labda tafea itoshi.
You get? But also, you know, the thing is, there's also this monanga hii challenge that has been circulating where I do this thing at this particular time, lakini in the morning. So unapata msee usiku ako club na pop ma bottles, asubuhi ako Gikomba na tafuta bill. You get? Because social media, one thing that I've always looked at social media is a tool. It's a tool. It's not, it should never be, it's way to define. It's a tool. It's a way, it's a means.
People never
I feel like it's a means to
there.
express yourself. It's a means to sell something. And it's a means to communicate.
It's a marketing platform.
Yeah.
Wamechange, wamekuwa kuandikia watu hapa mambo mengine mengi.
Manze.
Let tuelewe. So,
lakini learn the algorithm. Algorithm lazima usilearn.
Now the fun part. Best artist wa kitambo ni wa kitambo. Enzi za kina Isa. Who was your favorite artist? And why? Na lazima utuchapie.
That's early 2000s.
Yes.
Me, I'll say, of course, I'll always give flowers to Issa. Issa is one artist I wish I interviewed or I sat down with, but I never got to do that. But I will say Prezo. Prezo made me believe you can ball in Kenya. I'm a big hip-hop fan, bro.
CMB president.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big hip-hop fan. So kila time niko nasikiza akina Jay-Z, akina Nas, I'm like, these guys are living a certain lifestyle. Bro, nini lifestyle gani sijaona mtu Kenya akiishi until Prez came through, bro.
President.
My guy, jamaa ametoka, I think I was class 7 8. Nilikuwa boarding huko Meru. Nilikuwa nimetupwa Meru.
Unateseka huko na mtu kuna mabling.
Brother, niko Meru bro, hata sijui information nini inafanyika. I don't know anything to do with entertainment. Unajua tu ukifunga shule. So my big bro make I'm visiting day. Hey, my bro is like, bro, there's this artist called Prezo. This nigga rich, bro. Like jamaa sijui amefulana na machopa nini.
Hiyo time alikuwa anashtua watu. I think ndo alikuwa the first Kenyan artist to land
at an award show in, you know, with the chopper, and then he was rocking real gold. Bro, I'm telling you, for me, the first time because nakumbuka nilifunga chuo, the first thing nimeenda home ni ku search Prezo ni nani.
Mkate kwa hiyo
yes.
Ni uweke kwa ukuta.
Alafu video kwanza na cheki nina letter action looking for my name. Toka Kenya. I'm like, bro, dude got like real gold. Bro, that guy made me believe that you can ball in Kenya through talent.
Not faking.
He wasn't faking, bro. He was living the lifestyle. Unaona, kwa sababu I used to know a lot. You know, nilikuwa najua maybe kina Shafi, but they were not living to that level of Prezo, bro. So, I'll always give him props, man. I think he just made me believe.
Deadly uliipenda sana.
Bro, me I'll always say my fans, you know, it's a very beautiful he pays homage to the fans.
Piga line tatu hapo za nini?
Fans mimi nawapenda wote na ma autograph tutasign siku zote. Pom.
Sijakwambia ukwe producer. Mimi nimekuambia.
Unataka gani? Naweza kupatia 360.
Nipe.
Hata venye video ninaweza shoot. Hata kama kwa itoa video.
Nataka wimbe line tatu za oni.
Bro.
Because yes nilikuwa fan wake lakini kuna kangoma for me kuna kangoma alikuwa anaimbaga kanaitwa.
But you know my favorite song by Prez? Okay, it's my fans, but I also love the one that he did with Kaz.
Which one? Remind me.
Tumekuwa together for a pretty long time. After 5 years, I'm still proud to call you mine, but sio rahisi with the ups and downs, with me going through my breakthrough from a boy to a man, lakini.
Allah.
I'm a big fan, bro. I love music. I love Kenyan music.
CMB president, up in your residence.
Like, hey, we have to give him props, bro.
Alikuwa anasema sema ni vipi. Butwa imekupiga pumzika kwa kiti. Better believe that Jackson naleta Vicky.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. Like he really changed the game, and a lot of people started believing they can. Like I say, man, that's the time I believe, like, damn, I can do this thing and I can make money and I can ball. And also there was a time I'll impact my life, and also there's a time when Jua Kali had a big endorsement. I think it was like a telecommunication endorsement, and I was there. I was an intern at KBC. Magani unaona jamaa akipigwa check ya 10 million.
Jua kali.
Kichwa yangu,
Kiasi.
bro, kichwa yangu liruka. Because at that time, my guy, the only people who were making money were musicians. History sijui ya content creators, sijui anakuwa endorsed, nini, it was never there.
Wewe enda uonge huko peke
It was never there, bro. So the closest thing I could do is get a show on TV. But I went to this now, it was the launch. Nakumbuka kumevaa suti ya black na shati ya blue.
Mali unakumbuka mpaka kitu ulikuwa umevaa zamani.
Bro, I saw that guy akipata hiyo check and I was, these are the things that made me now just believe like, yo,
Like,
there's
wacha
something
niingie hapa
here.
na lazima
Kuna kitu hapa. Kuna kitu hapa. So,
Who's your current
favorite artist currently from 254? Who am I vibing with? Currently, I would say Motoria.
Who's Motoria?
Me loves me better.
Hey.
Hata wanipende aje. Motoria, I love...
tunangoja kusikia
Ah,
muziki.
bro, kwani...
Amezuma na...
Ebu lipa, bro. Natuma invoice. Motoria, I'll say Motoria. I love Saru. I love Saru. And bro, let me come honest. As a media personality and as someone who's been in the entertainment industry, it took me quite a minute to really resonate with urban tone. Because I remember when it came out, I just felt like, because a lot of people say their song is about sex, drugs, and stuff like that, right? And I was such a huge critic on the lyrics. But how the industry has evolved. Me, I'm not the kind of guy. Me, I don't, sinangi na flow. Ati jini, kila mtu anapenda, najitupa hapo. I have to feel it. I need to understand. Ikitu ina mean nini.
What does it mean?
So for me now, as time went by, see now it's beyond.
What does that mean?
It's beyond lyrics, right? So I started looking
really
I started looking at it this way, right?
Uh-huh.
This sound makes sense to them. Kama venye sisi akina Prezo walikuwa na make sense to us. Prezo never made sense to my parents. Walikuwa washinda msana naimba nini. But these Gen Z, these youngins,
but don't you think
wakiimba word for word, bro. Umeenda concert ya Abanton ama concert ya kina Saru? These kids wanaimba hizi ngoma, bro, word for word, my G. So I was like, also as an OG, the worst thing you can ever do is hate on the youngins, because they're doing something that you don't understand. The only thing that you can do is try and understand what is it that they're doing.
So what have you understood?
Bro, they've created a wave. A wave that has made people start listening to Kenyan music. Me, I came up during the time when, bro, ulikuwa ingia club 99.9% inaijaa ama bongo. Hakuna ngoma ya Kenya ilikuwa inachezwa. Kama ni ngoma ya Kenya ni ile moja mbili. When I was doing Tune Republic, I used to fight with my producers to play Kenyan music, because babu watu wako na resonate with Kenyan music. People weren't requesting Kenyan music. Until these Gen Zs, they came with this urban tone, my guy. Bro, walileta eyeballs to the industry, back to the industry. You get me? So I was like, God damn, bro. When I started looking at it that way, I even started thanking them and saying, nimekuwa one of the biggest fans, bro. Kudade.
So the final question I'm going to ask as we wrap up. How do you now protect your peace while trying to rebuild your platform?
I keep off BS, bro. If you're coming with your BS, come unaleta bad energy, you're coming, you are a complainer, you're entitled. Bro, do you know currently I don't have any relationship with my brothers? Like at Wongei. Because they are very entitled.
Oh.
And I'm willing to cut off anyone. Not that I hate people.
But ukileta ufala?
Because you see, yes, my guy. Because let me tell you, hii dunia ikana vitu nyingi sana. There's so much craziness happening in this world. And you cannot carry everything on your own. You can control what you can control. Even if you love someone. Now, they're not bringing you peace. Yeah. So me, I always say, bro, whatever you're going through, just heal. I'ma deal with it. Sikuja hapo kucomplain ya watu sijui nililelewa hivi. nililelewa hivi.
You're blaming your parents.
Yeah, mimi ukasirika ati kwa sababu ni kabila yangu.
Kuna mtu anasema ati wazazi wengine wakiiba shamba wangu walikuwa.
Yes, you know, understand? Complaining, being entitled.
Itani yako mbona hujaiba shamba?
You get me? So I avoid evil. That's why I maintain my peace and I just align with good energy. Good energy that's about growth.
So,
you know.
Who would you want to see on the show?
Who would I want to see on the show, man? I'd like to see myself again on the show, bro.
But you have to
someone
again.
Who would I want to see on the show? I'll say Tracy Wanjiro.
Tracy.
Yeah, I always tell her this, like, there's something that I see in her that I feel like the world still doesn't see about her, you know. And so I would like to see her on the show. And can I say 2 or 3 or 4 or 10? 15?
Can I say 2? Maybe.
Yeah, so I'll say Tracy Wanjiro and Calligraph.
Calligraph Jones.
Yeah.
Yes. Calligraph Jones.
Masho umepiga kila saa tu design ya Tracy na matu, man. Shout out to Kali for that big up, man.
Kali in 2016 kuna time tumezunguka EFC football. So Calligraph alikuwa ameshika 2016. I was the biggest hype man, and then we had this guy called DJ Darlington pia alikuwa ameshika. Tulizunguka sana. Big up. Calligraph is the most disciplined artist I know. Understand? He's
so hardworking, bro. Have you seen the crib? Have you seen that crib, boy?
Tuongei sana. For those who are waiting for the episode to end, manze iliisha, sisi tunapiga story yetu manze. Watch the next episode manze.